That was the first time I ever shot. I shot fucking Uzi, shotgun, rifle, sniper rifle. Damn near shot everything but a fucking bazooka that time, bro. But, you know, 9s, 40s, 22s. I don't think I've ever shot a 45, but it was really cool, man. And 22s were my thing then too. So I really liked having I really liked shooting the, you know, they had like a fucking like almost like a Henry repeater, you know, what's that shit called?
Mash Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to fill the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Serbs, back in the motherfucking place to be La Merca Superior, Palace 81 Studios, episode numero 62. Yes, La Feria. Why La Feria? Well, so my mom works very hard and she sends money to my grandma. I don't know the amount or whatever, but she sends a certain amount of money a month to my grandma to, you know, to support like her medication and stuff. Cause my grandma, she's like forgetting things. I think both of my grandmas are like developing Alzheimer's. So, you know, I'm really sad about that. You know, I have my own, you know, that shit fucks with me in my day-to-day or whatever. But, you know, I just pray that they're both doing good. So my grandma, she gets money from my mom every month. And I guess my grandma called my mom up so she could get more money. And my mom was like, why? And my grandma fucking gave like, I don't know if it was all the money or just a certain amount of money to like the neighbor. I don't know why my grandma did that. My grandma's like, I don't know. Obviously, in your old age, you lose your wits or you lose, you know, whatever you lose, your sight, your fucking state of mind or whatever. But yeah, the neighbor, my grandma gave like a bunch of money to the neighbor, and then like my mom was all upset about it and shit. My mom was trying to tell my grandma, like, you know, this is like the money I give you is the money you have for the month, like for your medication and like, you know, fucking, you know, my mom can't just grow up, plant a fucking, like no one can just plant a fucking money tree, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like upsetting and it's just sad, you know what I mean? Because like, what are you doing asking money from your neighbor? Like in Mexico, it's really, I think I've spoke on this already. Like in Mexico, it's like a community, at least in Mexicali, where my grandma's from and all that shit, or where she stays. It's like a community. The neighbors know each other. You could like fucking, when I visit my grandma, I would see her with the neighbor and all that shit. So the neighbors come, have a cup of coffee in the morning, drop in and say hi, whatever. You know, no knocks at the door type shit, like kind of open door type shit with the neighbors because everyone is like tight like that. But I mean, my grandma, she's like almost 80, or I think she turns 80 this year or whatever. And it's like, you really shouldn't be asking money from an old lady like that, bro. Like it doesn't make no fucking sense to me. I know, and this is my grandma from Mexico. My grandma from over here in the US, I don't know if she told me or someone told me, like, why don't you just ask grandma for money? It's like, what the fuck? Why would I do that? Like, even if I am on hard times, I'm going to figure it the fuck out. I'm not going to ask my grandmother that raised me for money. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me, bro. Like asking a senior citizen, like the elderly already need money themselves. So you asking them for money is like asking, like, I'm not comparing them to homeless people, but it's like asking a homeless person for money. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So with me, I just heard about that, and I was kind of like, I was just kind of disheartened by the fact that people think they could just get away with bullshit like that. My grandma, she doesn't have money to be, she doesn't have money, like, you know what I mean? She doesn't have money to be giving it out like fucking, like charity, like if it's a fucking charity type thing to people. Like, no, bro, like, you know, my grandma came up from born and raised in Mexico. She grew up very, very like not well off to do at all, bro. Like at one point, my mom and my grandma's family, they were homeless in Mexico, bro, and worked for every dollar they got type shit. And for the fact that people, I don't know how it goes down in Mexico, but just like in my opinion, like you should just not be asking nobody else for money but your own family, if that. Like me, I never ask nobody for money. I don't want no money from nobody. I want to get this shit on my own, because everything I've ever gotten in life, I fucking earned. I took it with my bare hands. I worked for it with my fucking two hands, my mind. I have my goals and I set my mind to them. If I used to steal and shit like that, but I wouldn't rob no banks. I wouldn't put a gun on nobody. I would, take, candies and little shit like that. Nothing major, nothing big, you know what I mean? Just kind of to, I guess, support, I mean, I didn't have to steal, but I mean, it's just kind of like, I would rather resort to that than ask the elderly for money, anybody else for money, you know what I mean? I'll just go straight up take that shit, like, by any means, if I felt that way. But that was when I was younger. I mean, it's not like I'm looking for licks and shit like that, so that was just really interesting, man, because like it just goes back to like the letra, the instant gratification. Like people just want handouts, people want fucking freebies, and that's just not the way, just not how the fucking world works, bro. You gotta like go out there and get it, and if you can't, you can't, bro. So, I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't care what it was for. If you're fucking, dying of AIDS or whatever, like you just gotta figure it out, and if you can't, then you can't, bro. But I mean, that's a defeatist approach, bro. You got to be ready and prepared to do whatever it is you need to do to better yourself, better your situation. And I mean, I'm not trying to say this to be mean. It's just what it is, bro. Like, don't be asking nobody's grandma, don't be asking no elderly woman for no money, bro. Or try to coax, whatever they say, like fucking trick them into like giving you money because you feel like you need a fucking new pair of shoes or something like that. Cause that's dumb as fuck to me. You know what I mean? I just point blank period, don't fucking ask nobody for money, because it's fucking like disrespectful to like the people around them. Like, we could take care of our grandma if you didn't fucking ask for no money that you should already have taking care of your shit. That's why with me, I'm really big on like taking care of who takes care of me. I'm not about to go out of my way to help nobody if I feel like I don't need to. Now, I'll help people out of the goodness of my heart if that's what I want to do, but constantly helping people and shit, because fuck all that, bruh. I don't really feel like helping people 24/7. I'll help people if I feel like I want to, but I'm never going to feel like I need to. Like, as soon as I feel like I need to help somebody, that's when it's kind of like I got to pump the brakes, got to take a step back, because everyone needs to figure it out for themselves. Now, if you really need help and if you really are fucked up, you're immobile, there's no way you could get money or shit like that. Or if you're like my grandma, she's retired, she's old, she's losing, her memories and stuff like that, then those are the people we really need to help. But if you got two legs, you got two hands, you could go out there and get it. You're just being a lazy fucking Wumpty Dumpty ass lump on the stump. It's time to get the fuck up, fucking smack yourself, throw some water on your face and get to it, bro. Because I don't know what the fuck you're doing begging for money, because that's bullshit. You might as well go on the corner of whatever the intersection is and just have a sign that says, I'm lazy as fuck, I'm a dumbass, I need some money, and see how much money you get from other people. People are going to read that sign and be like, man, fuck this fool, dog. Like, everyone has like someone to take care of, and I'd rather give people money that actually need it, like for the funerals and shit, and like, you know, people they can't afford funerals for whatever reason. I'll give people money like that, but like if you're homeless and shit like that, I'd rather not. If you're begging for money, I'd rather not. You know, there's certain principles and ideals I have in my mind, and if you're just not willing to work for it, I'm not willing to help you. A funeral is a lot of money, bro. A funeral ain't they don't have funerals on sale. There's no 2 for $5 on the fucking on the coffins, bro. Once you're gone, you're gone, and there's a lot of variables in between that as far as certain financial difficulties and things of that nature. But I'm willing to help people out that really need it like that, bro. But if you're asking my grandma for money, bro, that's bullshit, and you really need to stop, because the saints get called, and when the saints get called, the calls get taken, bro. You know what I mean? Over the weekend, I finally, I fucking baptized my Glock, Hercules, you know what I mean? Yes, I named my Glock. Yes, his name is Hercules because he fucking got a big kick, you know, throw your ass into the fucking clouds if you fuck around. But me and my dad, we went shooting at some range somewhere by around Victorville. And it was really dope, man. It was my dad's two coworkers, and one of his coworkers had 2 kids with him, which one of them, I think they were 5 and 7, which, you know, looking back on it, I was like, why are you doing that? You know what I mean? And this for the kid's dad's, you know, he's a fucking pro NRA, pro Second Amendment. You know, he got a concealed carry. He's got the chopper with the Glock on his hip, 2 extra clips. You know, I forgot what rifle he had, but it's the one that carries 223, and I forgot what the other ammo was, but it could chamber 223, and the other one, I think it either starts with a 5 or a 4, like 536, or I'm just making a number up, but you know what I'm saying. So we went to the range. I brought my Glock, and my fucking pops, you know, when I first got my Glock, you know, he was all like scared and shit. Like, I don't know if he thought I was going to buy it to pop somebody or something like that, which is like, why the fuck would you, if you need to buy a gun legally to shoot somebody, which is illegal, you kind of like fucked up already. If you're going to do, and I'm not saying, I'm not condoning this or enabling crimes out there. I'm just saying, if you were to shoot somebody, you probably shouldn't have it registered. Just saying, anytime you need to shoot somebody with a gun that's yours, that's legally under the whatever amendments and shit like that, it's for self-defense. It's not for you to go out and fucking, you know what I mean, shoot somebody and get a fucking Krabby Patty, you know, for it or whatever. But my pops, he you know, for the first, you know, there's not, my pops is like an onion, and the more I'm finding out about my pops, he's like an onion within an onion, you know what I mean? He's got like too many fucking layers and stories about him and his life that I don't know about, which is great, because now that I have this podcast, we're learning together about my pops. You know, there's certain, like when he told that story about the kid with the birds, following the birds, that was hilarious. I didn't even know that story, first time I ever heard it. There's so many stories, even about my Uncle Willie, like when he got shot and I didn't know how it happened. That was the first time I ever heard about it. So I'm learning things about my pops that's really dope to me. And this is what the podcast is for. Like, the whole podcast is for, like, unless a meteor hits the earth, the internet's gonna be here forever. YouTube is gonna be here forever. Even if it does shut down, it's gonna be archived, and then Daily Motion is gonna come and take the vote, and then I don't know, whatever the fuck's gonna happen. I'm still gonna have the videos, because if it ever does shut down, you can download it and all that shit. But besides that, I just wanted to chronicle like the lives, and I want to get my grandma on here, both of my grandmas on here, so they could tell their story, because they're literally born 80 years ago. Like, this is shit that people don't even know now, and you know, our perspective is very unique. No one's gonna tell our story. No matter how many fucking Stand and Deliver, American Me, Blood and Blood Out movies we get, it's still not gonna capture the essence and culture of my people, of La Raza, like we are. And you're getting it right now in the daily day-to-day life of me. You know what I mean? I do this podcast every Monday. And so with my pop, I didn't know he liked guns. I thought like for the longest time that like he would like, not that he was against guns, but I just didn't really know his stance on it. And my grandpa, he had a 38 Super Chrome, nice pistol, you know what I mean? Kind of looked like the pistol that Chalino had, you know what I mean? The famous Chalino pistol, chrome pistol he had, or silver plated or chrome plated, whatever it is. But yeah, my pops, he was always into guns because my grandpa was into guns, and I'm into firearms because my family is they're not big like gun crazy people, but it's just like it's prevalent. Almost all my uncles have straps. The majority of them do. My grandpa fought from Mexico, fought in World War II. He had his guns. My other grandpa from over here, he was in the military. He had I think he had like 2 pistols and a rifle, something like that. But in any case, my father, he fucking bought 1,000 rounds of ammunition. And when he told me, I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you bought 1,000 rounds. Like, you want to go? You ready for war or what? And he was like, yeah. Like, what the fuck? So I don't think he told me that, but it was just like, we wanted to go shooting. And I think we like shot like 350. We dumped like 350 rounds into the range. And we could have did a lot more. It's just like, his homie, his coworker, wanted to break down all the shit I knew. Like, I'm pretty sure he thought I was like a novice to firearm safety and all this shit, bro. I got my FSC. I was a Boy Scout. I took rifle shooting, got my merit badge. I've been shotgun shooting. I've shot more guns than fucking they brought at the range, bro. So like, he was literally teaching me nothing new about safety and all that as far as that, but like showing me how to hold it. And like, he had his own way of doing it, but like, he told me like, you shouldn't be, because I was like, slowly pressing the trigger and then letting it pop, right? But when he told me, when you take a shot, you just got to pull the trigger, like no hesitation, just bang bang, you know what I mean? You don't fucking, because you get scared, you know what I mean? If you've never been shooting before, you like fucking, you like try to be pussy with it because like you're scared of the bang. But you just got to get you got to get that out of your system. So that's what I was doing. I was just fucking just dumping shells on the targets and shit like that, just trying to shake that shit off. And it was really fun. But like the first, I'll say 45 minutes was wasted on like my pops was using the restroom. He took up like half an hour, and then 15 more minutes of that, or at least 20, was dedicated to like my dad's coworker just being like fucking Sergeant Slaughter with the fucking Sergeant Safety Slaughter with the whole introduction of shit I already knew about firearm safety. But I really felt like he more so did that with his kids, because I want to say that was the first time his kids shot, I want to say. But bro, they were 5 and 7 years old. I would never take my kids that young shooting. Yeah, maybe 9 or 10, when the brains are fucking more developed and shit like that. But literally, I was like, now thinking about it, it all sinks in. But at that time, I was like, cool. Like, hopefully they understand, they know. But 5 and 7, bro, you're like, what is that? Like first grade, second grade? Or whatever the fuck. How the fuck is a kid gonna be fully aware of the situation when you have a gun in your hands? And I thank God that fucking the only pistol they were shooting was 22. So God forbid if any of us got shot, fucking it wouldn't be that bad. Most likely the bullet would have fucking, it wouldn't have been as bad as if we got hit with a 9 or a 40 or a 45 or something like that, But like, they were literally like at some points like fighting over the gun or loading it wrong, like literally loading the pistol sideways and shit. And I was like, don't do that, bro. Like, please don't do that. Like, you know what I mean? You're gonna, God forbid, shoot somebody or shoot yourselves, bro, which is like gonna get us all kicked out of this range. And that's not what it's about. It's all about, us being safe with each other and no negative discharges. But it's kind of like, you shouldn't really have your kids that young, bro, shooting. And I get you're a fucking pro gun guy and you believe in the Second Amendment and the British are coming and you know what I mean, lock your doors and all that, windows and all that shit. But bro, you really shouldn't. I didn't shoot anything for the first time until I was 14, bro. You know what I mean? And I think that's a great time to teach your kids how to shoot for the first time. Anything younger than that is kind of like a gamble, and then anything below any age below 10 is kind of like, what the fuck are you doing? And that's how I feel now. But like at that point, I was like, oh yeah, his kids, they know, they should know. But then as we're shooting and shit, I'm like, they're just fucking kids. Like, you got to remember, like, this guy has no time to dick around, talk about jokes, bureaucracy, let's have a beer sometime. No, bro, you really got to be on your kids. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do this. Hold it like this. If you do that, you're fucking up. You know what I mean? You really got to be on your kids, because kids don't know shit. They don't remember shit. They don't care about shit, bro. Especially at that young of an age, their brains are fucking developing. They don't even know if they like girls at that age. So really, you got to be on the ball with the kids as far as being safe with fucking firearms, bro. Like, this isn't a BB gun, bro. Like, you make one wrong move, somebody's gonna die really fast. You get hit with a 22, you're gone, bro. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? If you got a helmet on or something, bro. Like, the chances of you dying are like very high. Like, whatever, right? So, the homie had his two kids with him, and they had a few guns there, but they were the same caliber though. Like my dad's two coworkers, they had 223 rifles, which were kind of like identical. I think no, one was an AR-15, the other one was like some other fucking rifle, I forgot. But I didn't shoot the AR-15, but I think it chambers 223. And the other one, it was cool because the fucking rifle looked like something out of like Call of Duty or something. Like on the barrel, it had like this kind of like fucking like, I don't know if it was plastic or metal. Fuck, I don't know gun parts. So I'm not a crazy gun guy. I don't know all this shit. But it's the shit that goes like to encase the barrel to kind of like so you could grip it. Cause the shit didn't have like a pistol gripper or like anything you could really hold it. So it was just like really interesting. But this guy was like into like fucking red dot sights, and like this guy, you could tell he's been shooting because like his preferences were really wild to me. Like me, simple Glock iron sights, I'm rocking and rolling. I'll hammer the fuck out of them shells all day into those targets, and I was shooting pretty decent, bro. Like, obviously and I haven't shot in like 10 years. The first time we ever went shooting, my dad took me shooting was like 10 years ago. And that was the first time I ever shot. I shot fucking Uzi, shotgun, rifle, sniper rifle. I damn near shot everything but a fucking bazooka that time, bro. But, 9s, 40s, 22s. I don't think I've ever shot a 45, but it was really cool, man. And 22s were my thing then too. So I really liked having I really liked shooting they had like a fucking like almost like a Henry repeater, what's that shit called? Fuck. Not hammerlock. I forgot. I'm gonna fail the FSC test again whenever I gotta go on Quizlet and get my shit done again. But I forgot. Lever action. There you go. It's a lever action rifle when you do it from the bottom. I really like those. It's 22. I like the Python revolver 22. They had like a Ruger, a Luger. Those were hard, bro. They had a crazy dope 22 firearms that you probably can't even get now because of all this COVID regulations and all that shit. They want to knock the fucking the 10 shot clips down to 5, which is like, now I want to buy 10 shot clips for my Glock, because fuck that. I'm a Glock I'm Glock the Mystic all the way, bro. They had the homie, he had a Beretta something, not the one that what's his face used in the John Woo movie, the fucking the killer or whatever. It was like the Beretta from Call of Duty or something like that. Like almost looked like a Desert Eagle, like a Beretta designed after a Desert Eagle. But that was really dope. It was cool. But he had the fucking red dot sight on it. Like, okay, dick. Like, or this isn't zombies. You know what I mean? This isn't fucking The Walking Dead. Like, I didn't really enjoy shooting with the red dot sight. I really like the iron sights. I wanna really see how it's really good, because not all guns not come with a red dot sight. Like, are you shitting me, bro? For you to have a red dot sight, you just fucking being like too much right now, bro. Like, that's just not realistic to me, at least. I don't like it. And so I was just really fucking with my Glock. My dad, on the other hand, he was pretty much trying everything out. The fucking the Beretta, the 22 pistol that the kids were playing with, the fucking the AR, the other rifle. But yeah, we didn't even shoot any like 45s or anything crazy like that, which was cool because they had a shotgun, but I hate shotguns, bro. Literally, I have like my shoulders a little bruised just from shooting 2 shells, bro. And literally, when he brought the shotgun out, I was like, man, I don't like shotguns. One, they're too powerful, and 2, it's unnecessary, bro. Like, that's just me personally. I don't really like shotguns. I think they're like unnecessary. You know, if you really want to kill somebody and be accurate, get a pistol, get a rifle. But if you fucking getting sniper rifles with 3-06, the fucking sniper scope to get the wind direction and the fucking humidity in the air and all that shit, it really doesn't make any sense to me. Now, if all gun enthusiasts and shit like that, they fucking, you know, they'll fucking shoot chainsaw guns and the Gears of War guns and the Borderlands 3 guns. I get it. I understand. Y'all like guns and that's great. But me, you know, I'm just starting out. I'm like fucking pretty much still a first time gun owner. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of like getting my beak wet as far as getting, you know, my experience going with the guns. But I just really had a fun time. But with the whole shotgun thing, you know, I shot it once and I was like, I knew this kick was gonna suck. And I was like, all right, I'm done. And then my dad was like, nah, shoot it again. I was like, I don't want to do it. He was like, just do it one more time. I was like, fuck it. I can't pussy out in front of everybody and not my dad. You know what I mean? So I racked it again. Boom, let that shit off. I'm pretty sure I missed the whole target and shit like that. I didn't even care. I was like, that's it. I'm done. Get this the fuck out of here. The guy picks it up. Boom, boom, boom. He fucking lets the whole shit off. You know what I mean? Rack the whole shit in like 4 seconds or whatever. But you know what I mean? I was like, man, fuck all this shit. I don't like shotguns. But I forgot what the 22 that the homie had. He was letting his kids play with it. He was like, you want to try this? And I was like, oh, this BB gun shit right here. I was like, all right. And I don't know why, but you had to pull the trigger. Like usually with the Glock, like it's like it has like the fucking pre-trigger and then boom. But that shit, it felt like I pulled the trigger, but then I had to press it like all the way, like it fucking, I don't know. So I didn't really like that, but it was like whatever, you know. The 22 was cool. I just didn't think it was nothing special. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, I loved it. Like 10 years ago, I loved the 22s. No kick and really easy to reload. Because with 9s or more, the shells like hurt your thumbs, bro. Like you literally get thumbs on your bruises from loading clips all fucking day. That's the one thing I don't really like about shooting. It's like you could keep shooting, but you got to reload. And that is like, fuck, dude, why? That's why I want to buy more clips so I could just spend less time reloading and shit. Just have them shits preloaded, ready to go and fucking rock and roll. You know what I mean? But, you know, then again, I'm a first time, you know, pretty much first time gun owner still. So I'm trying to get my beak wet. I don't really know what the next gun I'm going to get is. I really don't know. You know, I do want another gun, probably save up for that, but it'll probably be a different caliber. Like I really did want to get a 380, but I don't know. I just really don't know. Like they might be too small, you know what I mean? Hopefully I could go somewhere where I could rent it, you know what I mean? And really see for myself. Because once you buy it, it's a done deal. You know what I mean? I guess I think you could return a gun, but I don't want to go through that. Like I just want to get it, shoot it, and keep it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be one of these gun runners or whatever that just take the guns to Louisiana and sell them for twice the price and all that. Like that's bullshit. I really just want to get my fucking get my strap and just have fun with it. You know what I mean? Pause. But I really do want to get a 380. The only problem with that is ammo is really scarce. It's not a really high demand gun, so like the whole market for guns and all that shit is a catastrophe right now. All they really have is 9s, 45s, and 22s, and I really fucking turn this into a fucking Pistol Pete podcast. But you know what? Shout out to Pack Pistol Pazzy. You know what I mean? But you know, it was just really fun. You know, I could go on for days because I love guns. You know what I mean? But I don't want to turn this into like some fucking, you know, NRA sponsored podcast. I mean, if the NRA wants to sponsor me, hey, you know what I mean? You can always send me hollow tips. I love those. But yeah, man, the next gun, I don't know, I might get a Glock 40. I really like the Glocks, man. I fuck with Glocks. The Glocks are reliable. They're really nice, really smooth. I still got to clean my gun because fucking, I think you're supposed to clean your gun after every 1,000 rounds, but I mean, it's just better to maintain it, you know what I mean? So you don't have to keep fucking, whatever, you know, you don't have to, whatever. I kind of blanked out there, but you know, it was really fun shooting with my pops, you know. I really love spending time with my pops, and shooting's another great, you know. I had my GoPro, I was recording clips and shit, but for some reason the SD card got corrupted, bruh. So literally all the dope footage I had was fucking gone, bruh. And I was like, I almost wanted to like sell the GoPro right there. Like, man, fuck this shit. This is a stupid ass fucking camera. But you know what? You live and you learn. I don't know what the fucking lesson was, because I don't know how the fuck does your SD card get corrupted. I'm still going to have to figure that out. But that was bullshit because, you know, I got my pop shooting. I think I only had like one clip of me shooting and like everybody else. But, man, that was bullshit. That just means that me and my pop got to go together and go to the range and we'll get more footage. But, you know, that was Saturday. Friday, I did my very first show at Fire Water Bar. Got a shout out Noah James, Lisa, A Sincere, JMKM. I think that's his name. I don't know his name, but like, you know, his artist name. But shout out to everybody who was there throwing the event. Audio dope. Shout out to them. I performed Anta 900, La Punta Huerca, Your Laughter, Lunchtime Fritos, and then fucking Flores. Produced by NC, DJ Adobe Premiere, Brock Beats, DJ Adobe Premiere, and the homie Nelonius, aka Spark the Lie. It was really dope, man. It was a really dope show. I just should have had water. I had brought a water with me because I was like, I know I'm gonna get thirsty, but I'm like, I think I forgot the water or something. Maybe I was just like, man, fuck that, fuck the water, and I just went up there. But terrible idea. Literally after the first song, I was like, if I don't get water now, I'm gonna fuck the whole like, it's not gonna be good. You know what I mean? But I powered through it. The homie Josh Halo, shout out to you. He came through. He gave me a sprig of water with the like life saving, bro. Within like I think the second or third song. After the second song, and then I did Your Laughter, and then while I was doing the last song, Stevie Crooks, haven't seen him in like years, bro. I hadn't seen Stevie Crooks in probably like 5 years, bro. But he came up to me, he gave me my water, and that was like already towards the end of my last song. So after that, you could see in the footage, I was like, man, where was this water 3 songs ago, bro? Because I was really dying. It was really challenging. Like I could feel all the moisture pause out of my mouth fucking just dissipate, and I was like fucking rapping like like I fucking like that's how it felt. That's not how it looked. It looked like fucking nothing was wrong, but like how I felt, like I was looking, I'm like like fucking I couldn't talk, bro, like because there was no saliva in my mouth, bro. That's just like, you know, another learning lesson I got to deal with. Plus like I was overthinking. So while I'm thinking I need water, I'm like rapping, but in my head I'm like, I fucking need water. I'm gonna fucking die. So I kept like fucking bars up just off of the fact that like I was just overthinking shit. And I said what's up to Stevie Crooks after my set. I was like, fucking bro, I haven't seen you in like forever. And I'm like, what are you doing here, bro? And he's like, oh, man, I'm just checking this place out. It reminds me of the vibe. And I was like, that's crazy, because that's what I thought, bro. Like, it reminds me of, like, It's just a cool little spot. I mean, it's way smaller than the Vibe, but I mean, it has those vibes. The Vibe was a vibe, and like Firewater has its own vibe, but it's like really dope. Like you could feel the energy, like the good energy. Like it's not one of those places like I hear about the Tunnel. I never been there, but obviously it was a back in the day. Like people would get shot, robbed, really like spooky vibes. It's not one of those places. It's a real feel good. You could get a drink, get your smoke on, whatever you want to do, and just have fun. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what Firewater is, and Noah and the hosts and everybody else, they do a really great job of keeping good energy. You know what I mean? Keep that shitty energy to yourself. We're here to have fun. We're here to express ourselves and then just enjoy music and have a good time. They had I think the Dodgers versus the Padres game. I think that was going on Friday, if I'm mistaken. I don't know this shit, bro. I just know that I think the Dodgers were playing. But yeah, so shout out to Stevie Crooks. He brought me a water, you know what I mean? I was dying. My pops, he got me a Sprite, so we were chilling there. My pops recorded my whole performance. That was dope. And I told Noah, I was like, when am I gonna get on the bill again? When am I gonna do a show? And he was like, I want you to do a show with Stevie. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. That was wild when he told me that, because you know what I mean? I feel like now thinking about it now with the music I have now and Stevie's music, it kind of is complementary. Like, you know what I mean? It like works well with each other, because Stevie has that song I really like. It's called Sprite. He was like, something about I had it right. I was swimming through the mud, then I had a Sprite. Something like that. It was a really dope song. So I look forward to it. If we do a show, let's do a show, man. I'm ready to tear the roof off of this motherfucker. And the first show I ever had, I learned from it. Gotta have the water on me. Gotta be more prepared, because half of it was the water and the other half was I didn't know all, like 95% of the bars I did have, but I didn't have it all together. You get what I mean? So just being more prepared and ready for the show is like what I'm learning. You know what I mean? Before that, I was just doing one-offs, one song. Anyone can do that. Anyone could just, go crazy with one song and that's it. But to have that energy through a whole set is kind of really challenging. You know what I mean? So I really got to salute all the artists that do hour-long shows, 2-hour-long shows. I could never fucking imagine doing 2 hours of song performing and shit. Fuck, you know what I mean? I really got to have a Red Bull, a Cuban coffee, a shot of espresso, and a fucking... And what are the Nas energy drinks? And not the Nas the Whippets for you kids out there. No drugs. But I mean the drinks and shit like that. Because really, you expend a lot of energy, especially like cats like Noah James and all these other artists. They jumping up and down and they fucking like going crazy and shit like that. Like, bro, that's fucking, it takes a lot out of you, bro. And to do that every day on tour and shit like that, I can only imagine how the fuck that's going to be for me. Really got to get into it. But the show was really dope, man. The homie, I think his name is LV Supernova and shit. Really dope. I think I seen him for the first... I didn't, like, cordially meet him, but I said what's up to him, I think, at the Palm Springs show me and Shaba did in Palm Springs. That was the show where I think I think at that time, I was either 19... I was 19 for sure. But I think I was 19 and the fucking bar guy was like, let me see your ID. And I didn't want to show it to him, obviously, because I wasn't 21. But I was trying to give him the runaround. And then he went up to Noah James and he was like, who is this kid? Had to show him my ID. And the guy was like, yo, you're not 21. So you can't be in here. And I was really pissed about that. And he was like, when... you could do the show, but you just can't be in the bar. So I was like that was like really lame and shit. Thinking about it now, I don't even think when I met LV Supernova, I don't think that was the Palm Springs show. Because now thinking about it, it might have been a show that I did in Riverside. It might have been either Riverside or San Bernardino, but I remember playing a beat. I remade the beat. I think it's Lord Finesse's beat or Primo's beat. I want to say it's Lord Finesse's beat that was on the Jules album from what's his name, OC, DITC. And I remember playing the beat, and Noah did a crazy freestyle. I know Noah for playing like the turn up, you know what I mean, kind of like more high energy trap style music, but that's a straight underground beat, you know what I mean? Lord Finesse, bro. The name in and of itself should tell you everything. And Noah was freestyling his ass off on that shit. I was like, Noah, how come you don't do songs like this, bruh? At the time, I'm thinking like, Noah, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even know you could freestyle that like that over the beat. And I think LV Supernova was freestyling. I couldn't hear him though because he was far away, but I could see it. He's like fucking, you know, man, like he's already like giving me that freestyle energy, but like from afar. So I was like, that's when I knew in my head, like, oh, like I do got banging beats, and I do have, like, I already knew from like when I was 19 first doing shows, like, this is what I wanted to do. This is what is calling to me. Like, I really want to, I'm in this, like, whatever this shit is, I want to be a part of it. I want to be one of like the flagship artists to take the IE fucking like to the stratosphere, because I was talking to Noah, and there are already like big IE artists like Papa Roach. That's like the biggest name I heard he told me was from the IE, but there's a lot of IE cats, bro, that are out here doing shit. I just don't think that there's any really big popular fucking IE artists, and in my opinion, I think Noah James is like currently right now the most like impactful IE artist, I should say, as far as like holding it down for the community and the whole IE. I feel like Noah James is really like that pillar, the backbone, the fucking platform that is bringing artists like me and up and coming artists all around together to make shit happen with one another. Because, you know, if Noah wasn't throwing shows at Firewater, I wouldn't have reconnected with Josh. I wouldn't have connected with all these other artists that are cool. I wouldn't have saw Stevie Crooks again. My pops wouldn't have seen me perform. So I really got to salute Noah James, man, because, you know, I don't take this shit for granted. I don't take this shit lightly. Like, bro, like Noah was really out here doing what other people aren't, and that's just the bottom line. So thank you to Noah James. I had a really fun time at the show. I want to do another show very soon. Too soon if you ask me, but you know, I gotta get more prepared. I gotta get my whole act together, you know, no pun intended. But I do have songs that I wanna different songs that I wanna do. I have like over 500 songs, bro, like fucking, and I could just go ham. I could just pick, you know, the best. Like literally I picked 2 songs from the Doggone Riverside Drive, 1 song off of 44 Degrees, the new unreleased song I have with NC off of our upcoming album, and then the song I have with Spark the Law from CSI, Cocaine Cell itself. And that was like the fucking Frankenstein of fucking dope music that I had together for the Firewater, my first Firewater show over there for Audio Dope, which was really dope. But I feel like I could do better. Like I'm already thinking which songs I'm gonna practice and perform to do next for the next show. So shout out to Noah James, Lisa, everybody, Audio Dope, DJs, A Sincere, Cam Gnarly, everybody else. You know what I mean? I had a really fun time. I want to shout out. I want to actually say rest in peace to Art Labaux right now. You know, I really want to say that I thought Art Labaux had been passed away. No disrespect to the homie, but I thought they were just replaying like his fucking like clips from 93 or whenever, you know, his shit was really popping. But I remember working, I forgot, was it Sundays where he would do his oldies mix and shit like that. I remember getting off of work. And this is when I worked at Frito-Lay, working my ass off like a fucking slave, bro. But I remember getting off of work and driving home. I think it was actually like every day. Was it every day his program? I want to say it was like pretty frequently that Art Labaux would do this, but he would do his fucking oldies mix where people would call in, hey, this is from my bebe. This is fucking Victor Fuentes. I want to say I love you. I want to say I want to fuck you. And when I get home, we're going to play this jam, baby. Or whatever the fuck they would say, right? Like, so, Just rest in peace to Art Labaux, man. He was really like putting like really fucking dope music. I got a few samples actually from his mixes and shit from artists. Like he wouldn't play the same song. Yeah, you got the classics, shit like the Delegations and there's certain groups like that, R&B groups that, that were classics, but he also did sprinkle in shit that you would never hear, Chantel's, Sequins, fucking, Supremes, whoever they are. I just really want to commemorate Art Labaux, say rest in peace, peace and blessings, prayers and bendiciones to all the fucking, families affected. Art Labaux was a fucking dope DJ. He had the crazy fucking oldie mix that everyone knows and loves, and he was like the fucking I don't know, like Michael Jackson of the Raza, you know what I mean? So shout out to Art Labaux. But I want to say shout out to the homegirl Cristina. Christina's Holiday Delights. I'll put like all her link and stuff down below in the description so you could check her out. She's selling, if you're around the area, I don't know where y'all listening to this at, but depending, I think she does locally around my area, Ontario. So she has like pumpkin muffins, blueberry muffins. I got those. Those were pretty fire. But yeah, I think she's selling like pumpkin bread and all kinds of like, baked goods and stuff like that. So shout out to her, man. Go get some of Christina's baked goods. I think I gave it like a 9, her blueberry muffins a 9 on my channel. So yeah, shout out to Cristina. I hadn't seen her in years. I hadn't seen her in like fucking like 6 years, bro. Her and Jesus, that's the homie. They high school sweethearts. They've been together since Jesus left Chicago, since fucking Pearl Harbor. They've been together since before 9/11. You dig what I'm saying? So it was really cool seeing them again and just catching up with them. They invited me to this Halloween party that they're throwing in a few weeks, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to go just because I'm going to Cancun. What? So yes, Big Serbs, I'm going to Cancun, and I think we're gonna leave this weekend, and Monday I think I'll do the podcast. The next time you see me, it might be in Cancun. Hopefully not in a hotel. Hopefully it'll be outside somewhere on the beach or something like that. But I won't be able to make that party. I don't think so, because I think our flight lands at 10 p.m. and their party ends at like 12 or something. So, by the time we drive from LA to the house, unpack everything, I'm probably going to be exhausted. I'm probably, not going to show up to the party, if anything, when it ends, which I don't want to do. So, if I can't make it, I can't make it, but have fun anyways. You know what I mean? I'll be there in spirit. And the reason why I'm going to Cancun is because originally we were supposed to go to DR, the Dominican Republic, but Hurricane Ian or Irma or Ivy happened, or whatever fucking hurricane this is. And I literally tell my dad back in like February, at the end of February or March or something, I tell my dad, when are we going to go on this trip? He's like, oh, I'm thinking the end of October. And I was like, Dad, that's literally the fucking worst month for hurricane season. He's like, that's all right. That's okay. We're still going to go. I was like, Pop, what if a fucking hurricane hits the Dominican Republic? Like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Just don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine. Category 4 point whatever the fuck. Hurricane Irma hits fucking the Puerto Rico and hits the eastern part of Dominican Republic. Where the fuck we're gonna stay in Punta Cana and shit. So I was like, Pop, I told you this was gonna happen. I told you. My dad, my pop, he gives me he gives me grunts. He don't even give me explanations, no word. Just, it's either a or you know what I mean? My pop is like a fish out of water sometimes with some responses, but that's why we're not going to DR. I haven't been to Cancun anyway, and I haven't been to Mexico in like 7 years. So yeah, I mean, whatever. I'm cool with whatever. Anytime I could just take a vacation and get away from all this bullshit, take a trip, reset, you know what I mean? I'm always down with it. So I'm kind of sad that I'm not going to the Dominican Republic, but, we could do that next year or whatever. It's not the end of the world. So hopefully the next time you see me, it'll be in Cancun with the bitches and the blunts and the coconuts and all that shit. Pause. You know what I mean? It's going to be a great time. This is the God's Hour.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil lay inside your box now while the angels fly over my headstone.